Your new best friend is here.
My new best friend,
Yeah.
Jeremy Jordan.
That's right.
I was trying to get him to take the dog home. I don't know.
It's still a work in progress.
Okay.
Okay.
He sings his way through most of the new movie, The Last 5 Years. It's described as a musical deconstruction of how a love affair and a marriage fell apart. His on-screen love is Anna Kendrick, and here they are during the happy times.
Did I just hear an alarm start ringing? Did I see sirens go flying past? I've got a singular impression things are moving too fast. Pretty good, right?
I've never been more attracted to you.
So that's when you were a kid with each other.
Yeah, it was.
Everything is darling, right?
Yeah, everything was darling, but then it got a little sour.
What happens?
You know, well, spoiler alert. Well, the great thing is that the movie
sing it.
the movie it's early. The movie it tells two different it tells the same love story but two different ways. My story is told linearly from the beginning of the relationship to the end, and hers is told from the end to the beginning, and the story kind of intercuts. So end beginning, and then we meet in the middle, and then we switch ways. And so it's
Are they often, you know, the cliches, he said, she said, are you seeing two different relationships?
No, you're seeing the same relationship, but you're seeing two very different views from it. But it's certainly the same relationship. And basically, what happens is this young writer falls in love with this budding actress, and his career takes off, and hers doesn't. And he tends to kind of get wooed into that high-powered, he's a writer, elitist world, and he gets sucked into the sort of...
You think she's a little, perhaps, more exalted, better?
Do you think he gets bored?
I don't know if he gets bored, but I think she doesn't have a lot of self-confidence, and he's in a world where everybody's confident.
You married an actress in the movie. What did you expect?
Well, I think it's a struggling actress.
It's true, and you see in the movie that he tries very, very, very hard to try to bring her out of that and try to send her on her way towards success. But I think
that can become draining, right?
Yeah.
After a while, it sucks the life out of you.
After a while, it becomes a chore, I think, for him, and he finds outlets in other places, and I don't think he's happy about it, but that's what ultimately breaks him apart.
And also in relationships like that, you find people who meet those immediate needs you have. Oh, she understands me. Oh, she, you know, this is not like clowning. I don't have to work at this. I'm not climbing around. It's always a mistake. Right?
I think there's also a whole element of them not listening to each other, and as soon as you start thinking selfishly whenever you're having a fight, if you're only just sitting there thinking of everything that you want to hear and saying all the things that you want to say.
Excuse me, Araxia.
What? I don't want to turn this on me right now.
Something just got real.
Well, never mind.
This is about Jeremy.
Okay,
it's Jeremy's 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
So I will
stumbled
upon
something.
Boom!
Just
like
leave
that.
it alone.
Right? Okay,
it's like a landmine. You sang throughout the whole movie live. So that must have been a challenge, interesting, different.
Yeah. You know, I'm sort of, I live in the musical world, and I've done a lot of theater, so I'm used to singing live. But this story is told 95% through song, and all the storytelling elements and all of those sorts of things are told in the music. And if you just kind of go to a studio and record it all after a couple rehearsals, and then you're stuck with that recording on set, you have nowhere to explore. And so
what about
singing live allowed us to
what about this difference? When you're doing Newsies or whatever you're doing, you're on stage, you're performing intimately, but you're also performing for the person in the last row.
When
you're on camera, you can't project more than a few feet away.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, and it's something that I'm still learning, of course, and something that Anna Kendrick taught me a lot about sort of stillness and really trying to understand the camera. But you know, it all comes from a similar place, and all that sort of real emotion. It's just to what degree you kind of project it.
And you were a fan of Smash?
I thought you were great in Smash.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
People love that series, and then suddenly,
well, you know, you can love it, but if not enough people watch it, then nobody's going to keep it
tends
on
to
the
work
air.
that way in TV. I've learned that over the years.
It does, doesn't it?
It does happen. All right, so you come up a singing, dancing guy. You made an interesting comment that Even though you're a singer, you didn't necessarily want to be cast as a singer because you didn't want that to limit your career.
Yeah, you know, I had that sort of notion for a while, and then I kept getting cast in musicals, whether TV, theater, or film. And I've kind of come to an acceptance of it. I just turned 30, and I'm like, I get it now. Like, if this is you know what's working for me right now, and I'm certainly, of course, looking forward to other things, but I love this as well.
Do you want to be a lead actor all your life or a character actor?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of like a chubby kid growing up, so I grew up in that sort of funny, kind of weird world. So I try to sort of bring those elements to the lead roles. But yeah, God, I would love to do more character stuff, but I might have to gain a few pounds.
Well, as they say, when you're the hot young leading man now, and that could last a few years. Yeah. And the character actor acts until he's 90, right?
That's right.
That's true. That's true. You got to get into comedy, and then you can still, you know, have a decent look and still be funny at the same time.
Okay.
Well, off you go back to New York with Muggsy.
Oh, Muggsy, you are trying so hard.
And we need to get Muggsy adopted.
Well, Muggsy will be adopted.
After, when you guys, at the end of the segment, we talked to her about listening to her husband. The last 5 years will be in theaters and on demand on Friday.
I listened to you. Isn't that enough? Why isn't that enough?